Alright, hello everyone. Reggie here. Today we're playing our first of the RPG Maker horror game jam number 14, I think. I'm not sure. You'll see it on the side anyways. And this is a about a jellyfish wandering to surreal dreams and memories. So that's all I can say about this. So this is Genesis by BugByteGaming. Without further ado, let's start right away. Also, there are two endings. Oh, thank God, thank God, thank you for content warning. Oh, gee. And at least it's not automatic because I forgot, like, man, I forgot it. I added another content warning to like the other game because like the content warning is just too fast. And like, oh, okay, you will not let me read the content warning. There's, well, at least, well, that was an RPG maker, so that'll be unfair. But yeah, it's like a custom engine. Okay, here it is. Content warning. Pay attention a bit. So I'm gonna let you read this. I'm gonna read it anyways. This game contains description of self-harm slash attempted suicide, implications of medical abuse, and depictions of a character losing their grasp on a reality to varying degrees. A variation of delusions. Delusional variation. Without further ado, we'll now could proceed. Sorry if we stare for the screen a long time. Yep, if you're sensitive, okay. No. Jesus Christ. No, okay. That'll be edited out. I should have posted, but whatever. I can edit it out. Please. So I don't know if I can edit it out. Okay, all discretion, thank you. Okay. It's a jellyfish. Playing as Muse. I don't know, like, I just wish like it's 10%, so at least we can control further. Like, the volume. The sound effect is a little loud. I'm not sure if that's like easier. Well, I also forget basically to like lower the volume. That's why it's like ear grating, so I don't know why. I keep forgetting. Let me just lower the volume. Anyway, what's this? Nothing. It's just a window. Some bubbles here. Nothing interactable so far. I'm pressing Z by the I'm not pressing anything else. There's just stairs. There's a stair at least. I. What's this? Looks like some card. I know what it is. Looks like arcade. The other one. That was a stall. That looks like a pink one. Blood but pink. Who knows? One thing to note, this game has two endings, so you have to figure it out a way there. Most of the times I don't showcase all endings anyway. In rare cases, up to rare cases. Yeah. Still wandering around. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Why don't I think? Yeah, always that. Could have saved a lot of time there. This. Lighthouse. Okay. Alright. Probably the mid Ace as well might also also have their game on this jam. It's like they're working into something. We'll see. Well played. Like, there are so many games that I haven't played. So where am I going? I need to find something here. Thing? I guess I just have to go to the right again. Flip them again. Flip them again. No, no, no more, no more. My head won't stop spinning. Did you say something, Shark Pup? When are they gonna fight back? Wow. Stop it. Well, gotta do something about it. I know you sharks don't have any bones, but I didn't think you bit is spineless. What are all those pointy teeth for? You haven't even tried to bite us. Pathetic. You're better off as a shark fin soup at this rate. Oh god. Let's not talk about shark fins. Maybe we should just gut him out. Gut him now. 4 against 1 seems pretty unfair, don't you think? The hell? A jellyfish. What do you want? We're just trying to have a little fun here. Nothing wrong with playing our food a little. So how about you just keep floating along? Unless you wanna be an appetizer. Appetizer. You know, for a dolphin, it's like they look like more of like territorial bosses a little bit. You couldn't stomach me. Smart ass, huh? If you look at that, Sharky, this jellyfish has more of a spine than you. Well, whatever. Jellyfish don't have many calories, so you'll make a nice starter. Well, boss. Nope. He's he's dead. Well, that's what you get. What did you? What did you? It's a jellyfish, okay? Are you joining him? Retreat! Retreat! Well, triple nuts. Triple nuts. You. Okay. Very careful. You saved me. Triple nuts. Don't mention it. Oh wait, come back. Wait, jellyfish. Triple nuts. You should get lost while you still can. Those dolphins might come back. Or that? No way. He scared them real good. And what about you? Hmm? Are you scared? I just killed someone half your size with only a touch. What's stopping me from doing the same to you? Hmm. I mean, if you wanted to, wouldn't you have done it already? Triple nuts. Get lost, kid. I was just trying to be nice. Not signing up to be a babysitter. I'm not something you should be getting tangled up with. Yep. But you were so cool. You were so cool back there. I know. It's killing somebody immediately, like, oh. I'm so big, but I was really scared. You weren't scared at all. I wanna be brave like that. You wanna be a killer, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Again, this like you know, animal kingdom. Food chain is a thing, so like being a killer will always be a thing. I'm a shark. I already kill people to eat. People nuts. Whatever. Just don't say I didn't warn you. Just like that, Lambda became a part of your life. Time has always been difficult for you to keep track of. Days melt into night, become weeks and months, and then before you even realize it, it's been years. With Lambda, it becomes a little easier. Having someone who acknowledges the change of day and night, needs to eat, sometimes even sleeps, who gradually grows over time. It makes the passage of time a little more obvious. But even so, it feels like it's only a blink of an eye before the shark bump you pick up is full grown. Ah, it's in morning already. Good morning, Muse. You sleep a lot, fresher. I always thought you great whites couldn't stop moving or you'd die. Really? I've never heard of that. I've never heard that. I guess my head does get kind of fuzzy when I stay still for too long, but I can still breathe. So, what's on the docket for today? You really have to ask that every morning. It's not like it ever changes. You can do whatever you want. I'll just keep floating either. I'll just keep floating along either. As crabby as ever. You really aren't a morning person, or a night person, or an anytime person. Uh, it's just like, yeah, whatever it feels like, it's vibe based likely. Well, I guess we'll just keep swimming then. We'll just keep swimming then. See what the day brings. Suit yourself. Alright. I have that. He's level 15. It's just like a level 99 jellyfish again. Just to note of that. And look how like it overlays in the sprite. That's so funny. That's cool. Like yeah. What's this? Wow. There's a lot of ships over here. I've never seen this many. It looks like a ship graveyard. It's a graveyard. Okay. I didn't mean to skip immediately. Sorry. It's a graveyard. When dwellers used to bury their dead in the ground, they would have large plots of land just for burials. Huh. Seems like kind of a waste to just bury them. Bury. It was mostly out of sentimentality, but also practicality. Believe it or not, cannibalism used to be a taboo. Really? Really? That's so weird. Just seems wasteful. It's really kind of weird that all these ships stop around at the same place. How does that happen? Could be a number of reasons. It's gonna be root ships pass through frequently. So merfolk took advantage for hunting. Like mermaid folks? There's also like I know already the world merfolk as well, of course. Been a while, but yeah. There's also a reef nearby. Okay, that's a nice water right there. There's also a reef nearby. The waters are shallow. Maybe at night, ships hit the reef, took on damage, and sank. You sure know a lot. You sure know a lot about land dweller stuff, Muse. Triple nuts. Like maybe because they were human before. That's what I'm gonna guess. If this place is dangerous for boats, that probably means it's pretty safe for us, right? I'd imagine. Land dwellers probably realized this road wasn't safe and stopped using it. You probably won't have to worry about anyone fishing here. You know, one of these might make a good shelter later on. We're still in the area tonight. Will they be big enough for you? There's some pretty big ones. If not, I can just curl up. I don't mind it. I don't mind if it's a snug fit. interesting. And some of those boats are huge. Imagine how big the bird that took them down must have been. I'm sure you can take down a boat if you tried. Really? That'd be pretty cool. Well, just do a flip. Do a flip. Jump onto the boat and make it make it dead. But we're only allowed to do that in certain areas. And it's kind of hard to keep track. I don't want to sink a boat full of people. Just try to get somewhere, you know. I wonder where these boats were headed. Have you ever gone on land use? I know you have a cartilage instead of bones. But is your brain made of it too? Hey, it's a genuine question. You got legs. So you could probably walk on land if you wanted to, right? Well, nuts. You're not strong enough to support my body on land. If I left the water, I'd just wind up collapsing. That makes sense. Sorry, I guess it was a stupid question. If it makes you any better, if I tried to go up on that, my body would probably collapse too. At least my lower half would. Then we're both better off underwater. You seem really into these boats. Do I? I've been floating around here for a while now, looking at them all. Did you want to turn in and rest early? No. I guess I just got distracted. I want to go past the drop off before resting. That might be the last island. Sounds good. Let me save here. Everything I use save. Enough of that. The drop off puppy. That's interesting to read. You know, I enjoy when people just go to in depth of that. Like only just one thing and wow. That is actually pretty cool. There's another person here. Let's see. I just hope it doesn't progress. It did be. Okay, there they are. Yeep! A shark! Yeep! A shark. A shock. Shocky. Oh, it was a Japanese of shark. I forgot. I should know this already, but sometimes I just forgot. Where's the other one? I thought there's another one. I thought there was another one. Maybe that's the only one. Let's see, here's another one. They don't speak. I'm pressing buttons. I'm pressing release C. Nope. It's not. There's another one there, just stuck there, really completely. Eep, a shark. Oh my god, it's a shark! Oh my god, it's a shark! Oh, here's another one. Green fish. Oh, I didn't think anyone would find me. Strolling among all this seaweed, you have a sharp eye. You aren't going to eat me, are you? I have an item. No tentacles to... Here's some skeleton, I guess. Skeletal remains of a large merfolk. Some meat clings to its bones. Still clings to its bones. Skeletal remains of a land dweller. Looks like they went down with their ship. Enough of that, the drop of offerings, okay. Wooden planks worn by waves in time. Drop of offerings. I guess I just have to proceed to the left one. Large merfolk. Okay, algae and sea. Okay, it's a different one. Algae and seaweed have begun to remain. Wooden planks fallen from a hull. Wooden planks fallen from the hull of a shipwreck. They're coated in algae. At least one different. Or by waves in time. It starts in time. It looks like it looks like they're one away, where they're one touch away from disintegrating. Its bones have been pickling up the drop of a wings. Same thing for this one. Waves in time. Pick the pickling of any meat. Okay. Same thing. Are you the drop off guy? Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't notice me with all the seafood. Okay, same green fish. Green fish. Anyways, an update. Let's go proceed to the west side. I think I was on the west side. Well, actually, there might be more on the east side, but I'm unsure. Just want to make sure that there's nothing else here. Anything special at least? I think not. Alright. I have traversed long enough, so let's just proceed. The west side. I didn't mean to drop off immediately. It's a soft toy. Shaped like a shark. Shaped like a shark. Its mouth is turned upward in an unrealistic green. It's turned upward in an unrealistic green, and its eyes are large and full of glitter. In an attempt to make it seem less intimidating. Instead, it just looks goofy. Still, it's well worn from years of knowledge. Nothing else on that? I need to save because there's two endings. So you lean again against the glass table, soaking in the temporary coolness of the smooth surface. A faint breeze lulls in through the busted screen door, but it feels heavy and humid, and does little to break the heat. Summer has been getting more and more brutal with each year. You vaguely remember as a child how much you hated winter. How you would yearn for spring and then summer. It's been a long time since you've experienced a spring or a fall for that matter. These days feels like summer and winter stretch forever, and you switch between the two extremes without much fanfare. There's not even a local pool you can go to cool off. Not that it would matter anyway. You don't know how to swim. Interesting. Also, the shark is gone. Yeah, they could swim. Probably I'm going to predict this down. A small desk. The surface is littered with various pages, help wanted sections, circled in the newspaper. Different copies of a resume, unfinished homework assignment. Oh no, the true horror. Assignments, hospital bills. Oh no, another horror. Hospital bills. Trouble in the corner from gripping the page too hard. I mean, that's a true horror right there. Seems like, yeah, bills and assignments. Interactive anymore. Oh, that's weird. It's like something there. Okay, that's where we probably need to go. Actually, it's highlighted. It's highlighted. You hate hospitals, you always have. Your mother has been in and out of the hospital for as long as you have been alive. You keep saying they figured out what's wrong with her. They know how to fix it this time. She'll be better in no time, and then they didn't. Your father is slowly killing himself, working 7 days a week, bouncing between 3 separate jobs, making sure your mother's bills can be paid, at least in part. When you told him you didn't need to go to school, and you could just work like him, he insisted that you still go. That you not throw away this opportunity. If you went, you could get a bet you could get a higher paying job. You could build a better life for yourself, for them. He would never say that part. But that was all but that was all you really cared about. Anything to take the weight off his shoulders. Anything for your mother. As you sit in your own hospital bed, the nurse explains the procedures like she does every time. And every time you nod along. And pretend you understand what it means. You let her slide the needle into your brain. Wait for the anesthesia to knock you out again. You let them do whatever they need to. If it means you can take care of the people who have given up so much to take care of you. So you gotta check anymore. So anything of that like yellow might be important. So the letter is cold, even through your pant legs. The slacks you borrowed from your father fit you poorly. And feel stiff and awkward. They were the best you could do on such short notice. Okay. The room is sterile and white, twisted in a way that makes you uneasy. The AC is cranked up to the max, and everything smells like hand sanitizer. Modern art and ornate statues adorn the walls and tables. Reminders that the decoration, budget for the waiting room alone, is more than your dad makes it his makes it his 3 jobs in a month. You dig your nails into your palms and try to breathe. This place is nice. It's the highest paying clinical trial you've ever come across to. Is that on purpose? You can't afford to let this opportunity pass by. I think it might be an act of passing by. I think that might be an act of them anyway. You need to make a good you need to make a good impression. You need this to work, right? They're done. Okay, it is looping. So there is one more. Okay. It is a looping area. You can see we see again the this around. I'm guessing the shark is just like the imagination at this point. We just have to find a way to that one kind of like photo shoot, I think. Around here, it's around here. Yeah. Again, unfortunately, the last one. Okay. You slip into the hot water and feel yourself melt with comfort. Your body feels stiff. Your mother says you carry your stress in your shoulders. And that's why your back hurts so much. You don't know where else to carry it. The bath is probably the thing you miss the most about your parents' house. When you're at college, you hate showering in the shared bathrooms. Hearing people move around you while you're vulnerable and exposed in your little box. A swinging door, the only thing protecting you. Here you can lock the door, have the whole room to yourself. You can take as long as you need. For just a little while, the stress disappears. News. Sorry. It's okay. Where do you go? You space out like that. You always look kind of sad. I usually just think I'm somewhere else. That's all. Right. That might be for. I guess we can just ignore that for other ending, which we'll see, I guess. Okay, never mind. There's another one. Have you ever heard of the Immortal Jellyfish? The yellow one. When it reaches a certain age, reaches a certain age, it will revert back to an earlier stage in its life cycle. Assuming it's not killed or eaten, it could theoretically live forever, functionally immortal. I see. There's a term for that. There's a difference when there's like permanent immortal and like can be killed as well in many ways. Imagine if we could somehow give that ability to humans. If we could literally reverse the process of aging. If we never had to worry about our bodies failing us about old age, the possibilities for the human race would be endless. Use. You were doing it again. Sorry. It's okay. I just don't want to lose track of you, that's all. That might be for another ending. Okay, there's the last one. Okay. The trial has been going well. Been going well. Far better than we had anticipated. We're so early in our on our we're so early on okay. We're so early on in our test. We're hoping we might be able to convince you to stay on for another month or so to continue monitoring the effects. Okay, so this is the clinical trial or like the experiment, likely. You will be compensated for your time, of course. In fact, considering how important this data is, we would be willing to increase the pay from the initial trial. You're uncertain, of course. I completely understand your reservations. I know this process has been a lot for you. You've already been here for 3 months. It's just, in this state, well, how can I put this? It's irreversible, something like that. Yeah, we can't exactly let you live like this, can we? Use, but uh, are you okay? Stop moving for a bit there. When I came back, you look scared. Bugs. I'm fine. I'm fine. I just forgot where I was. That's all. Let's call it a day. We should head back to the graveyard, that ship graveyard We saw. It looked like it would make a good shelter. It would make for a good shelter. For the all right. You're floating. You're floating. You don't know how long it's been since they took you down here. It's difficult to tell time in a place the sun can reach. Now it's been a long time though. Can remember when the lights finally died. You almost prefer it this way though. The darkness obscures how close you are to freedom, so that it can dangle tauntingly in front of you every time you open your eyes. You float in the void. Darkness as far as the eye can see. Darkness within darkness. Just kidding. Sometimes you can't even be sure if your eyes are open or not. Sometimes you even forget that you are trapped. That you're trapped. It's never hard to remind yourself though. As you leap a feeble arm, drifting sluggishly through still water, your fingers brush against thick glass. The long tendrils encircling your body slowly light up, a faint bioluminescence. Feeling the tube. The light doesn't travel back then. The light doesn't travel far. But it's enough to see your reflection staring back at you. But Lambda isn't here. Interesting. A tattered banner depicting a golden bird. At least what a bird used to look like. You're surprised it's held up so well underwater. Well, memories don't fade that easily. The wooden hull of the boat. The wooden hull of the boat is surprisingly sturdy. Surprisingly sturdy. Parts of the planks have started to give way to time and break apart in the water. A broken barrel, teeming with algae and seaweed. A wooden table, slowly disintegrating in the water. This table is covered in algae. Even some seaweed has begun to take root. A broken barrel. Some metal coins can be seen at the bottom, coated in algae and grime. They're useless to anyone down. A rotting crate. The wood has become home for algae. Wooden crates busted apart and slowly rotting. Whatever it carried has been so worn down by time and water. You can't discern what it was. Okay, now serving as a flower bed for seaweed. Rusted metal objects lay at the bottom, left behind by scavengers for serving no purpose. Seaweed has started to grow through the gaps in the floor. The broken grate. Seaweed and algae have started to overtake it. Whatever used to be in it has either rotted or been pilfered. A rotting barrel has become the perfect home for seaweed. We both well. Lambda wouldn't have gone far. If I drift off, he might not be able to find me. Or you might forget where you are. Lose track of time and space again. Disappear into the abyss and lose yourself to an empty ocean. Triple dots. Why not still there? That's interesting now. Alright. I think we have to wait. It's the same thing. Okay. I might check that algae. Okay, same thing. Sure. He might just be swimming around outside. He gets restless easily. I'll just take a quick look. Oh, it's getting dark, right? Okay. What's this? It's like shattered glass anyway. That's all I could say about it. Okay. It looks like an experiment tube. Remember before the tube are easy. A plug that drips aimlessly around you. Pick it up to glimpse, but too ethereal to grasp. All you know is that there was a before, a you that existed beyond the thick glass walls. Yep. But now there is only this. It's been a long time, here in the dark. You don't remember exactly when the others disappeared. When the lights cut out, leaving you in the blackness. How many days have passed you by in this abyss? You think at one point, you had bid against this prison. Hammered your fist tirelessly against the glass. Scream until your throat was hoarse. So, like, yeah, I tried to think about the tube. It's a sleeping pod, something like that, or a hibernation pod. That feels so long ago now. So nothing came of it. And eventually, you must have heard, because all you've done since is float here, lifeless. It would probably be easier if you were truly lifeless. If you didn't have a brain, a consciousness. Indecipherable days and nights would be meaningless. If you didn't have a mind to process the agonizing slowness of time creeping by. But you do have a mind, and a rather stubborn one at that. Because it still hasn't given out. In a black and timeless stretch of void like any other, it suddenly happens. Against all odds, the glass gives way against your touch. Your prison falls apart, shards scattering across the metal floor, and the rush of water escaping carries you with it. You hit the ground with a wet slap. Hair is played around you like an angel's wings. You try to push yourself up, but your arms feel like jelly. Your whole body tingles like static, as if every muscle has fallen asleep at once. The sensation doesn't subside, no matter how long you wait. You swallow a thick lump, shaking as you try again. Slow at first, easing yourself into the motion. It doesn't take long for it to become obvious that this isn't working. Your body can't move. Everything feels so heavy, and you are so fragile and weak. The world refuses to cooperate with you. Time inches by, you assume it does anyway. It's not like you can actually tell. Still air and the darkness press down on you. The only light, a faint glow, emanating from your own bioluminescence. Of course. Why are you even surprised? You've known all along. You're a jellyfish. How does a jellyfish hope to move outside of water? Your body may still look like that of a human on the outside. On your insides, who knows what state they're in? Do you even still have a muscle? Do you even still have muscles? Bones. You must, but you have no idea whether they're still recognizable as human anatomy. But then, why can you still breathe? You still have lungs. You still function. So why doesn't the rest of you? Okay. You traded one prison for another. I'm not sure which is worse. Trapped in a small glass case, floating in stasis, or lying prone in an open space. Freedom at your fingertips, and impossible to grasp. You won't starve to death. You would have long ago. That were possible. Masters didn't even give you the option to asphyxiate. Your fingers are numb and your hand shakes as you desperately try to grip the glass of shards. The, the shard of glass. There you go. It takes into your skin. And something that might be blood oozes from your palm, but you feel nothing. Briefly you think that you should feel some sort of dread, or anguish, or even simply relief. As you stab back into your throat, as you stab the shard into your throat, drag the glass across your neck. Vaguely, you can feel something hard pressing into you, touching up against flesh. But the pain is absent. You can't bring yourself to. You're unsure how long you lay there, clear blood seeping from your body, melting into the puddle, or still salt water on the floor. Before you realize that your consciousness is not fading, a painless death does not creep up to embrace you. By the time you think to feel at the wound on your neck, it's already close up. It could be seconds or it could be hours before the laugh escapes you. Wet, strangled, almost like a cock. Go upstairs, Stoiski. You don't know why you're even surprised. Couldn't drown. Couldn't starve. You. That's fixing. Couldn't even bleed out. It couldn't even grant you the freedom of death. Oh, there's only way. I'm pressing X instead, but wait. Dante. Lights and colors swirl in the air around you, even when you close your eyes. Shadow swims in the next room, always muffled, always just distant enough that you can't make out their words. Sometimes it's people talking. Sometimes it's almost sounds, sounds like bird song. Sometimes it's screaming, incoherent and ear-piercing. You can never tell if it's just in your head or if it's coming from you. You stab yourself for so many times. The glass is not strong enough to break through your skull. Through your skull, though. Cannot destroy the source of your life. Your thoughts cannot escape. You wait and you wait, and you pray that eventually your mind will simply shut down from the endless monotonous stuff. It never does. And one day, the building collapses under the pressure of the ocean, and it floods. And just like that, it's over. You can move, you can leave. But you never really did. In your dreams, you're still there, mobile on the floor, limp and helpless, abandoned. The colors still swim in your vision. The voices still mutter on the edge of earshot. Sometimes you aren't sure how much of what you call your life is real. Sometimes it gets a little too full. You remember the metal floor pressed up against you. And all you can do is claw at your neck until the feeling fades. See, news. Something is calling out to you. Focus on. Let's move away from the sound. Let's do that first. A voice, bright and glaring, pierces through the dark. It's blinding. You can't bear that. You can't bear to drift too close. Contrast to the darkness, you know, it's just too much. You are made for the faint and dismal glow of the abyss, the crushing cold, the endless silence. Make your own light. You don't need the sun. Maybe the sunlight was never there to begin with. Maybe it was another vision from your own mind, tormenting you as you lay prone, unmoving. Yes, that that light was nothing more than an illusion. Even if it were real, it would only be a temporary solace before you were left alone in the darkness again. You can tell what's real, then it's anything. Does it make a difference if you're drifting in the sea or lying in the metal floor forever? The metal floor. Oh my god. I can't read this. Like, have some dialogue boxes. My god. I just recently complained about this to another game. You slip between the sheets the sheets of your hospital bed and wait for the doctor to press the needle into your veins again. Just one more dose should do it. Just one more time, they say, again and again. and you let them every time. Because what other choice do you have? You're already in too deep. You're already on the bottom of the sea. Maybe you always were. If you can remember the past. If you can remember the past, did it ever really matter? You will die and reborn 1,000 times. You will revert back into yourself again and again. An endless genesis, tidal drop. If you are always looping, if the beginning and the end are the same thing, then does any of it mean anything? Bad end. Okay. So let's continue and the sound. The sound is time. Use. A familiar voice calls out to you, warm and bright, like the water at the surface of the ocean. Comforting and welcome. You approach it slowly, almost hesitantly, before you're pulled into its embrace. Muse. Muse, are you okay? You were wandering around, staring into space again. But you, where were you? Huh? I was just looking for some food. Why didn't you wake me up? Why didn't you say something? I was. You were scared. You were so scared. You've come to rely on Nana's presence. To help you remember what's real. To pull you from the dreams you find yourself wandering. You never realize just how much you depend on it. How much comfort his presence brings you. He was the first person to look at you with such brightness in his eyes, sparkling like sunlight on the water. The first person to stay by your side, even when you didn't know where you were going. This is why you were so reluctant to let him follow you around, because you were scared of the day he would turn around, find he wasn't there anymore. Muse, oh Muse, I'm sorry. Please don't cry. It's okay. I'm right here. I'm sorry for not waking you. I wasn't thinking. What if I'd wander off and you hadn't been able to find me? We'd be alone again, wandering aimlessly, endless sea. I won't lose you. I won't lose you that easily. I'm sorry, Miss. I didn't mean to scare you. But I promise. I won't leave without saying something like that again. I won't abandon you. You can't get rid of me. You can't get rid of me that easily. It feels so strange to have someone's arms around you. To feel the sensation of another person's skin against yours. The skin is smooth, one direction, but rough in the other, scratching you when the currents cause it to shift. You've always been hesitant to touch Lama, scared you might poison him without meaning to. You're always so scared of hurting him, of something happening that will leave you alone again. Okay, for all the effort you make to keep your distance from others, you really only manage to fool yourself. You don't want to be alone, but you're more scared of having something and losing it than ever having it at all. Muse, are you okay? Are you okay? Hmm, sorry, I don't know what came over me. Liar. It's okay. It's okay. If I do something that upsets you, you can get mad at me. Just make sure to do better next time. It's pretty rare that you get upset. Alright, send it to me. Send it to me. I don't really mind it. Is that me? It's not like I. It's not like. It's not that I like. It's not like I like to see you get upset. It just feels a little nice, I guess. You know that you worry about me. Of course, I worry about you. I suppose I don't show it very much, but I wouldn't still be traveling with you if I didn't want to be. Now we go Sam. He puts his head against your chest, nuzzling into you. You feel relief at his touch, comforted by contact, but comforted by the contact. Suddenly, you pat his head. Seems content with that. Did you manage to find any food? Oh yeah, I got some fish. I was bringing what was left for you. You know that your time with Lambda can't last forever. Won't last forever. But you can at least hold on to it while it does last. So that when it doesn't, you'll have something precious to look back on, hold on to, until you finally reach your own end. There you go. That's it. That's the actual end. That's it for Endless Genesis, or should I say Genesis and Genesis at this point. Uh, it's a straightforward one. Basically, we the backstory about the backstory about Muse is very straightforward as well. I mean, I think from what I'm guessing, they have been experimented onto something, or they have been hospitalized into like a long while. And probably they have been dreaming that they are like some jellyfish to wander around. The jellyfish that wanders around in the sea endlessly. Oh yeah. So as also we see in the pattern, like yeah. Now this is not like might be a positive message, like something like sometimes you just have to enjoy what you can fantasize at least, and that's most of the time I would want to say at least. If you want to like have like all time, because sometimes I think that's most of the time that no what I do like anyways. Also, I forget to change it to 48 FPS. So, wow. Also, it's like that, but so unfortunately, this will be 30 FPS. Sorry to the dev, but I enjoy this game so much. I guess it's a straightforward story. It's not really that deep, at least, but I still enjoyed the game till the end. So, yeah. Overall, I like the art at least. Yeah, yeah. Areas are alright, I would still say. It looks cool, I would still say. But again, I'm a pixel art here, so tell them. That's how I see, like, I would happy to see more people created on their own rather than just like, oh, here we go. Haha. Look at this like 1 second magic of like AI. So, like, it's a decent game, I would still say. It's a decent like visual novel in most cases, at least. So I enjoyed the story at least. So that's one thing I would still say. It's a straightforward one. So it's also kind of very sad at least. And it's a very straightforward message as well. Understand? So again, if you go for it, at least always feel that. If you have always some good dreams, at least make that as well. Enjoy that for a long while and last up forever. Maybe it will be a source of your inspirations of making things. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for this Genesis. I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you into another game. So, bye bye. May stars guide you.